I'm Katharine Corr. I'm going to read just a bit of the prologue, as Liz said. So this is from Adwin's perspective. She's our hero just after her father has died and has left her at age 17 as the protector of Atratus, which is her sort of part of Solanum that her family rules over. For the next week or more, I seem to be submerged, looking out at the world from inside a bubble of my own grief. Grief, anger, pity, for my father, for myself. I take care that no one else should know. I walk and speak as normal, eat and sleep at the appropriate times. The dressmaker brings morning gowns and I try them on. I give my red dress that had been my favourite to a servant. Lord Lancelin of Antzeris, our steward, sets before me suggestions for my father's last flight. Food, music, people to be invited, and I make a show of reading through his lists. But the scratches of ink on the pages convey no meaning to me. I agree to everything so that I might be left alone. When I am alone, I sit and stare at the waves breaking against the familiar granite rocks beneath the castle, stare until my eyes are sore. I listen to my own breathing, crushed into immobility by the ache in my chest, the onslaught of this second loss. And so the time passes. The day of the last flight comes. My father may have ignored the rigid etiquette of the court while he was alive, but his death brings its own set of demands. I am dressed in my new black gown, high-collared, with long sleeves that almost hide my hands, and from somewhere in the vaults my maid produces a heavy mourning diadem of jet and silver. She sets it on top of my dark hair. The clips dig into my scalp. When I arrive at the jetty, the guests, castle inhabitants, tenant farmers, and local lords mostly, are already assembled, a mass of shadow like so much inky seaweed cast up on the shoreline. There are the required numbers of speeches and songs, and then my father, like my mother and their parents before, is laid in the high proud boat that awaits him and pushed out into the current. At the last minute, a fire is set among the dry kindling piled around the body. Red flames swarm. And as they do, the honour guard steps forward. Each member a noble, representing his or her family. They are dressed in long black cloaks. One by one, they hand their cloaks to the leather-garbed servants. For a moment, each noble shivers, naked in the chill morning air. And then they change. Cranes, cormorants, ravens and rooks, herons and falcons. The air fills as each person shifts seamlessly from human to bird. Birds far larger, far more dangerous than their namesakes that live in our forests and fields. Together, the transformed nobles follow the blazing boat out to the sea. So many different types of bird, but no swans. Now my father is dead, I am the only swan here, and I do not fly.